9 on the season. Memphis Central's opponents, they'll be taking on the Owls of Ooltewah High School from East Tennessee. East meeting West. You see Ooltewah's record at 27-4 on the season. Both these teams have had long hiatuses from this state basketball tournament. Memphis Central, believe it or not, their last trip here was in 1982. This is their 16th overall appearance. They won championships in 1981 and 1982. And for Ooltewah, their second appearance, their last was a semifinal finish in 1980. So a couple of teams that haven't been to the state basketball tournament since the 1980s. They'll do battle here for Memphis Central. Believe it or not, as good as this team will be, they do have 9 losses, but they actually had some upsets. They upset Memphis Ridgeway in the state semifinals and actually knocked off Memphis East 76-75, who will play tomorrow morning in the championship game of the region. No problem in sub-state to get here. This Memphis Central team is very good. Joe Holloway joins me. I'm Chris Harris. And Coach Joe, this is a very talented team from Memphis.
It really is, and they've gone through a lot this year. They've had several things happen, but I tell you what, they can play any type game you want to, but their up-tempo is their style, Chris, and they'll try to push it. Ooltewah is going to have to hold their possessions down and try to win more possessions than Memphis Central does.
I love as they warm up out there, they have those old school warm-ups that they use, and it'll be a tough test, no doubt, for Ooltewah. They definitely will have a size disadvantage, but Ooltewah team coming out of East Tennessee, the runner-ups in District 5, Region 3 champions, 27-4 on the season, finished the year 10th in the Associated Press poll, and they will have their work cut out for them. Jervin Johnson, and he's their leading scorer at 21.6 a game. He's had 14 20-plus scoring games and 4 30-plus scoring games this year. So they'll have to have a big night tonight. We'll take our first break. When we come back, we'll take a look more in depth into this matchup. Memphis Central and Ooltewah coming up next. 2-minute break coming your way on the TSSAA Network.
The 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by your local Tennessee Public Television stations, proud host of the 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music. I see spaceships.
I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact. Because you can see forever from Signal Mountain. And with the right vision plan, you can see a whole lot more. Because 5 kids in Jackson means 40 bicuspids at the dentist. Because of a mobile site that helps you find a doctor. Because of small towns, big businesses, and partnering together for affordable solutions in health and wellness. Every policy tells a story. You carry us because we carry you. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Health, wellness, dental, vision.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the TSSAA network, go to TSSAAnetwork.com/SBP.
Memphis Central taking on Ooltewah, the 6th and final game of the day. The winner moves on and takes on Clarksville High School. They were a winner in the previous contest over Cherokee High School. Memphis Central battle tested out of Memphis. Ooltewah coming out of East Tennessee, both their first trips to the state tournament since the 1980s. What are you looking forward to the most, Coach?
I'm looking for a lot of scoring today because you've got 4 double-figure scorings from Ooltewah, and I'm interested to see Andre Applewhite II, the coach's son, who averages 18.6. But Javon Johnson, as you told the fans about earlier, he's hit 320 threes in his career. So we may have an offensive battle, and like I said, a lot of quickness on both teams.
Jervin Johnson, 1,626 points total in his career. Outstanding career for Jervin Johnson, the 6'3 senior guard. We also have a postman who has 8 double-doubles. That's Michael Creech. And a good point guard who has had 6 10-plus assist games this year, and that's Antonio Jackson, the 5'9 junior guard for Ooltewah. Ooltewah and Memphis Central High School from here at the Murphy Center. It's a night that's maybe fixing to see some storms come into the area, as we've had some unordinary weather the last few days with the warm temperatures and some storms coming into Middle Tennessee.
Moving a lot of moisture. Folks listening to us back in West Tennessee, they've already experienced some of these storms. They're coming this way, and I don't know whether the path is going to go towards Ooltewah. Sometimes it travels in a northwesterly direction.
Let's take a timeout. 2 minutes for our local stations on the TSSAA network.
The 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by your local Tennessee Public Television station, proud host of the 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships.
Want to take a look at this?
Thanks to Blue Cross's Walking Works for Schools program, Tennessee kids have walked over 17 million miles in the past 5 years. That's enough for 35 trips to the moon and back. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee. Committed to getting kids walking and healthy. Get involved at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you. One shot.
Back at the Murphy Center, Memphis Central taking on Ooltewah. Now to public address announcer Chip Walters for the starting lineups.
At guard for Central, number 3, Andre Applewhite II. At guard for Ooltewah, number 1, Antonio Jackson. On the point for the Warriors, number 5, Myron Johnson. At forward for the Owls, number 3, Mikhail Creech. At guard for Central, number 11, Joshua Jones. At guard for Ooltewah, number 15, Andre Moten. At forward for the Warriors, number 22, Darius Sorrell. At forward for the Owls, number 21, Ben Snyder. At center for Central, number 32, Frank Herron. And at guard for Ooltewah, number 24, Jervon Johnson. The head coach For Central is Andre Applewhite. The head coach for Ooltewah is Jesse Nadley.
Nadley in his 5th season as head coach. Applewhite in his 10th season at Memphis Central. Ooltewah, Jackson, Creech, Moten, Schneider, and Johnson for Memphis Central. Applewhite, the second. Johnson, Jones, Sorrell, and Heron. Central, the road team. They're in the green. Ooltewah in the home whites.
And Chris, you'll see an H on the back. It's a very small one, smallest one I've ever seen on Central. They were the only high school in Memphis, and the H is for high school.
How about that? Memphis Central, first trip to the Burrows since 1982. The tip controlled by Central, the Warriors. They'll go from left to right as we look on here. Their point guard, Myron Johnson, with the basketball, the 5'8" senior. Bounce pass goes left side over to Applewhite. Applewhite, good bounce pass, and the recipient, Jones, lays it up and in. 2-0 Memphis Central.
Good backdoor cut then and a threaded bounce pass.
Here's Johnson, pull-up three on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound picked up by Central. One and out there for Ooltewah. In a hurry, this is Jones. Jones feeds it into the corner. This is Sorrell. Sorrell hands it off to Myron Johnson. He draws some contact. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay, though, with Memphis Central.
And Chris, this Memphis Central offense will be a version of a dribble drive motion offense.
Comes into Applewhite. Applewhite in the corner. Stops. Good dunk under. His floater is up and in. 4-0 quickly. Warriors on top. Here comes Antonio Jackson, the 5-point guard from Ooltewah, almost a minute in. Dribbles top of the key, hands it off for Moten. Moten, his floater, no good. And the ball controlled by Central. Good save underneath by Heron. In a hurry, they push the tempo. Jones drives in, finds in the corner Sorrell. Sorrell drives in, draws contact from Creech. McHale called for the foul to the free throw line. Goes Darius Sorrell, the 6'6" senior forward. And a chance to make it a 6-0 game, possibly. A 69% foul shooter is the senior. Eyes the free throw on its way, and it is good. He'll have another.
That's good form, Chris.
Memphis Central team. Hard to believe, their first trip since 1982.
It really is. A lot of fine athletes have come through that school.
See Memphis East tomorrow morning. Taking on Blackman. Second free throw good. Memphis East hasn't been here since Tony Harris's team back in 1996. Backcourt pressure is Johnson. Well, bring it across the timeline. Has it top of the key in between the circles. He'll call a set play here. Man-to-man defense for Memphis Central. Pass right side goes to Snyder. Snyder drives in the lane. Good bounce pass. Shot up and in by Andre Moten.
And the penetration made that play.
Here comes Central. This is Andre Applewhite. Boy, he looks like a college player. Drives to the baseline. Picks up the dribble. Out front, back to the center, actually. Heron on the right wing. Heron looking for some help. Spins, lost it, off his knee and out of bounds. It goes back to Ooltewah.
And Applewhite really wanted the ball. He had a smaller guy posted up on him, and he has let his teammates know that they can get him the ball.
Full court man-to-man pressure. Comes into Johnson. Johnson down the far side, over to Moten. Now into the corner, it goes to Snyder. Back out to Moten, top of the key. He'll start the penetration to Johnson for three. Yes! Well, he's got a sweet stroke from outside. 6-5.
This is going to be a higher scoring game than a lot of them we've seen today, Chris.
It's going to be up and down, no doubt about that. Applewhite in the front court, dribbles left elbow, now pulls it back outside. Almost had it knocked away. Dribbles in the lane, floater up and in. It's 8-5. Pretty play there by Applewhite. Long pass down the floor, driving layup, no, but a foul called. It's going to be on Heron. And free throws coming for Snyder of Ooltewah. Ooltewah, the Owls.
Coach Applewhite fussing his team. They were slow in defensive transition then.
At the line here is Ben Snyder, the 6'1 sophomore forward. Eyes, shoots, and hits. Averages 12 points, 8 rebounds per game. 8-6 is your score. Fans watching online. With that nice above the rim camera. Nice form. Second free throw too strong. Rebound controlled by Jones, the junior. Joshua gives off. Here comes Central into front court. Ball lost out the fingertips and out of bounds of Taj Kane.
Taj Kane was looking to score, took his eye off the ball and tried to one-hand it.
Now Central on defense now as Ooltewah brings it down. This is Moten, top of the key, approaching that 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Moten gives off to Creech. Contact and a whistle and a foul.
Chris Creech has had 8 double-doubles this year for Ooltewah.
Team second, first on Heron. Comes into the corner. This is Moten. Moten, trap, looks for help. Out front, back to Creech. Top of the key, Johnson for 3. That high-arching 3, no good. Tipped around. And it's picked up by Heron underneath for Memphis Central. Here comes Johnson in a hurry. The other way. Into the corner. Now lob down low. Heron goes to work. Good spin. Reverse layup is good. And the kiss off the glass. 10-6 Memphis Central.
And that's the way to do it. If he'd gone up on the front side, he would have gotten it blocked.
Into front court comes Antonio Jackson. Marks the dribble towards the free throw line. A good assist man. 6 times over 10 assists in a game to Moten. Moten drives in. Dipsy-do shot. In and out. No good. He had the rebound. Goes back up. It's no good. Ball tipped around. Oh! 2 guys collide at the free throw line. That was Sorrell and Jackson. And they just nose planted each other.
Yeah,
timeout call by Central.
I think Jackson got the worst of that one.
Timeout taken here by Memphis Central, a 30-second timeout. These TSSAA championships are brought to you in part by the Tennessee Governor's Highway Safety Office. Also by Rawlings, Tennessee Dairy Farmers, Baptist Sports Medicine, Huff and Puff Trucking, and Action Picks TN. Thank you for their support of these TSSAA basketball championships. And, of course, the title sponsor, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. A little over 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 10-6 Memphis Central. To start the day tomorrow, it'll be Memphis East. And a talented junior named Nick King. They'll be taking on Murfreesboro Blackman, making their first appearance here at the state tournament. They upset Bradley Central in the region championship game, or in the sub-state to get here. In backcourt, pressuring is Moten, and he's called for the foul, guarding Andre Applewhite. Applewhite, 35 points in their sectional win to get here. Pretty impressive. That was against Craigmont. They won that game 75-69. 10-6 is your score. A little over 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. In backcourt, this is Johnson. Johnson drives in, scoops, can't score. Rebound picked up by Ooltewah. In a hurry, this is Jarvin Johnson. Tried to feed Snyder. He couldn't make that connection, and it's a turnover. Into front court, Applewhite. Applewhite stops at the free throw line. Jumper on the way is good. 12-6. Lead is a half a dozen again for Memphis Central. Here's Antonio Jackson. Jackson gets a screen, bounce pass underneath, and a slam by Mikael Creech. Count it! And the foul.
Oh, that was all made by a beautiful bounce pass in there.
12-8 your score. It is a 4-point game. Second personal foul on Darius Sorrell, the 6'6 senior. 3 team fouls against the Warriors. Mikael Creech, 6'3 senior. Gillespie checks in for Memphis Central. Free throw good. He completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And ball knocked out. Good hustle there by Andre Moten in backcourt to try and force a steal. There's some full-court man-to-man pressure. Comes into Applewhite. Applewhite in backcourt. Not sure if he signed anywhere, but this kid can play college basketball. Applewhite to the free throw line. Pulls it back out front. This is Johnson. He'll trigger the 3. Yes, it's there. And it's 15-9. Central's lead back to 6, and a timeout called by Ooltewah. It is a 30-second timeout. With 3:13 to play here in the first quarter, it's a 6-point lead. TSSAA Championships brought to you by the Tennessee Governor's Highway Safety Office. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Well, the semifinals are set in Class AA. Memphis Mitchell will take on the Liberty Crusaders at 10 o'clock on Friday at 11:45. I tell you, one of the most talented AA teams I've seen is Christ Presbyterian Academy, CPA. They beat 30-1 Spring Hill by 20 earlier today. They'll take on Stone Memorial at 11:45 on Friday.
A well-coached team in Drew Maddox, and I tell you what, it's going to be a pleasure. That Mitchell and the Liberty game, those two teams are very familiar with each other over the years.
Of course, the winner of this game will take Clarksville High in that first AAA semi on Friday. A reach-in foul going to be called, as on the drive was Antonio Jackson. That's on Johnson, Myron Johnson, the 5'8" senior point guard. His first. 14 fouls now against the Warriors. 3 minutes of play here in the first quarter. And it is Moten. Gives it right side to Antonio Jackson. Gets it back now as they give it to Moten left wing. He'll drive. Gets up in the air. Looks for help. Finds Jarvin Johnson. Now free throw line jumper on the way. It won't fall for Antonio Jackson. And the rebound picked up by Memphis Central. Top of the key. This is Myron Johnson to the free throw line. Jumper on the way. Rimming around and no good. Rebound picked up by Ooltewah. In a hurry down the floor, Jarvin Johnson. Johnson looks in the lane, driving in, lefty layup, good. Counted in the foul for Creech. I like this kid. He can play. And it's 15-11 now. Back to a 4-point game and a chance for the second 3-point play for Heat.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way. He does a great job of taking the ball in the hole and splitting defenses. Both offenses somewhat similar. They want to hit the drop box, the midpoint, or the rack, and I'll explain that later in the broadcast. But those are dribble drive terms there.
At the line is Mikhail Creech. Creech to the line, shooting one shot here. Free throw on the way, off back iron. It won't fall, so no 3-point play this time. Central comes away with a rebound. Here's Applewine into front court. Top of the key, bounce pass down low. With it is Gillespie. Gillespie outside. Applewhite shot on the way, no good from 15, but he's fouled. And I think it's going to be a floor foul. I'm not 100% sure. Not going to get the continuation. He's asking for it. Not going to get it though.
You've seen he's been at the FedEx Forum and seen him shoot the NBA continuation.
Yeah, they I'm sure played at FedEx Forum. There's lots of high school games played at the Forum every year. There's a hole going to be called against Robinson for Ooltewah. Holding his man, maybe saved the bucket because his man had kind of beat him there.
Yeah.
That's his first. 14 fouls now against the Owls of Ooltewah. 15-11 your score. Memphis Central by 4. And they'll trigger it in underneath their own bucket. Lob comes into Applewhite in the corner. Applewhite lost the handle, picks it back up. Top of the key. Hands off now for Jones. Jones drives in, up off the window and in. Oh, what a drive. And a nice finish. Back to a 6-point game, 17-11. Out front, top of the circle with the basketball. This is Ooltewah. Driving baseline. Snyder, his shot too short. Rebound picked up by Central. They'll walk it down. Here's Jones. Guarded out front by Creech. Creech has a little more length than does Jones. He's going to drive on him anyway. Drives in. Draws a little contact. No call. Miss. But the rebound putback is no good. Rebound picked up by Ooltewah. Top of the circle, Antonio Jackson will back you back outside. Minute and a half to play first quarter. Left side, 3 on the way. Off back rim, no good. That was by Robinson. Offensive rebound and put back by Snyder is no good. Here's Central. Down the floor, Applewhite. Layup, no, but he's fouled. Foul will be on number 3, Mikhail Creech.
At that time, Ooltewah got caught with no one rotated back and the defensive transition a little slow.
How about the MTSU Blue Raiders? Got a win last night in the NIT over Marshall.
right here on this floor. And didn't they do a great job of getting this arena ready for today's games?
Oh, man, it was turned around very, very quickly. Free throw, no good. Meet the Thundering Herd out of Conference USA. They'll play Tennessee, I think, on Sunday. Second round of the the National Invitational Tournament.
I'm glad you said that. I
didn't. Free throw on the way. I kid because I care. Free throw, no good. Ball tipped around down low. Picked up by Central. They get the offensive rebound and then throw it away. Johnson threw it away. In the front court, this is Robinson into the corner. This is Jackson. Back out front to Robinson, the backup point guard. Back to Jackson. He'll trigger the three. No good. Rebound, Memphis Central. 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. Kane, left wing, now left baseline, driving in, scoop shot, no good by Johnson. Ooltewah comes away with it, approaching the 32nd mark. This is Jackson, drives in, nice pass, and a finish. And Moulton gets the bucket there, back to a 4-point game, 17-13. 25 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. Andre Applewhite, yo-yo dribble near center court. Gotta watch that 5-second count, though, at 15. Applewhite drives, pull up, 18-foot jumper, too strong. Rebound to Ooltewah, 7 seconds. Here's Jackson. Jackson lost the handle, picked up Applewhite, 3 seconds, drives, and the one-handed hammer at the buzzer. That'll do it with the first quarter to play. At the end of one, Memphis Central 19, Ooltewah 13. Back in a minute on the TSSAA Network.
Hey, you want to take a look at this?
Thanks to Blue Cross's Walking Works for Schools program, Tennessee kids have walked over 17 million miles in the past 5 years. That's enough for 35 trips to the moon and back. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee. Committed to getting kids walking and healthy. Get involved at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
You're hearing that music quite a bit the next few days with the NCAA basketball tournament. It'll be a fun few days of basketball starting tomorrow. Actually, it's already started. Antonio Jackson with the basketball, and with it, Ooltewah to start the second quarter. Top of the circle, this is Andre Moulton. Gets a screen, bounce pass to Jackson, left side, the lefty going to dribble with the right hand, bounce pass underneath, almost taken away. Ware throws it away as he tried to kick it back outside. Down the floor comes Memphis Central. Bounce pass goes to Applewhite in the corner. He's trapped, looks for help, hands it off back to Johnson. Johnson fires a 10-foot J in the lane, no good. Rebound picked up by Ooltewah. Here comes Jervin Johnson for Ooltewah. Left side to Moulton, three on the way. Swish! It's a three-point game, 19-16 here in the second quarter. How about
Central's
that?
Been in a zone the last two trips down, Chris. A 2-3 matchup.
Well, here's Memphis Central, only up by 3. Jones, left wing. Pass to Gillespie on the right side, brings it back up top. Hands off back for Jones between the circles. Guarded by a long defender in Johnson. Dribbles left side, picks it up, almost lost it. Johnson knocks it out of bounds. That pressure D, in your face D by Ooltewah right now. Almost took out Coach Nadley over there.
Yeah, he still folded up and tried to duck it.
Here's Applewhite, baseline jumper on the way. Oh my, it's good. Applewhite with a contested 15-foot jumper. That was tough.
Yeah, good soft touch. Here's the zone, Chris.
Here's a three by Johnson, the high arching three. Maybe forced that shot. Here's a 3-on-1 break for Memphis Central. Gives it off for Applewhite. Couldn't control it. Gets it off to Gillespie. Back into the corner to Johnson. Johnson drives out front to Jones for three. In and out, no good. Tip, no good. Rebound, Gillespie goes up. Shot, no good. Here's Ooltewah now coming away with it. A 4-on-2 if they want to take it. Jackson spins in the lane, has it battered away from behind. And out of bounds it stays with Ooltewah. A lot of good looks missed on both sides in that sequence.
Yeah, if you take it to the rack, and that's where the boxes are down there, or the blocks, you've got to get it up on the glass.
Central by 5, 21-16. 6 minutes and 7 seconds to play first half. Moten top of the circle. Pump fakes, dribbles in the lane. Out front Jackson for three. Off front rim. It rims around, no good. Rebound Snyder though. He tries to save it out top of the key. Ball knocked out of bounds by Ooltewah. Good hustle though. Over there on the far side it was Robinson who tried to save it. He couldn't do it.
Good effort. Both teams hustling, and we're getting a lot of substitution.
Memphis Central with the basketball. On the left side, this is Sorrell. He just checks back into the ball game, the starter. Here's Joshua Jones now controlling the dribble. Bounce pass to Applewhite. They'll isolate him now. Pull-up jumper on the way. That's way off the mark. Rebound by Snyder and Ooltewah. Here they come on the offensive right to left as we look on here. Jackson swings it around Johnson. Moten in the corner. Snyder for three. In and out, no good. Rebound putback, though, is underneath and good. That was by Jackson. Antonio snuck behind the offense and got the carom and rebound and putback. Right place at the right time. Driving down Gillespie in the corner. Three on the way by Sorrell. Swish. He spotted up. He had his feet set nicely.
Very good shot.
Jackson bounce past Johnson. High arching three. Swish on this end. 24-21. They exchange trays on each end. Ball stolen at midcourt. Jawan Johnson drives in, draws the contact, shields with the body, and got the lefty layup to fall. It's a 1-point game.
Great job of body control and shielding the basketball.
I like this kid, Jervin Johnson. 22 a game he's averaging. 14 20-plus games, 6 30-plus games. There's an air ball by Applewhite. He forced that one. And Ooltewah a chance to take the lead on this possession. The Owls of Ooltewah. Underdogs in this contest, even though Central is 18-9, but they're playing well. Here's that zone D. They show that 2-3 if you're watching, you see. Antonio Jackson with the dribble. They'll call a set play over to Moten, right wing. Back to Antonio. Into the corner to Johnson. Back out front, Jackson. Jackson dribbles towards the free throw line and sends it back outside to Moten. Approaching the midway portion of the second quarter. Johnson, the long, lanky guard, has it. And swinging around back to Antonio Jackson, the point guard. 5'9" junior, averaging almost 8 assists a game. Is it right side now to Robinson between the circles. Chest pass left side to Antonio Jackson. Top of the circle, three by Johnson. Looks good. Off just the side of the rim. It won't fall. That was a nice set three, though. He's got a nice stroke.
He really does. Darius Sorrell went high to get that rebound. Memphis Central out rebounding the Ooltewah team.
Johnson walks it across, guarded by Jackson. Those two going mano-a-mano on both sides of the floor. He asks for a screen. He gets it. Top of the key, drives, scoops to the left hand. Too strong. Ball out of bounds, but a push. First foul call in quite some time. And it'll go against Memphis Central.
I think the officials, what they've done in this game is only calling things to where the other team gains an advantage.
Foul is on number 21. Taj Kane, his first 16 fouls against the Warriors. Saw Memphis Central Lady Warriors last week here at the Murphy Center. Program doing very well at the original high school in Memphis. Johnson out front, top of the circle to Robinson. Left side, Jackson. Back to Johnson, top of the key. Free throw line, Moten. Back left side, 3 by Jackson. The lefty, it's no good. Rebound underneath by Snyder. Goes back up and draws the foul. Tell you what, Ooltewah doing a great job on the offensive glass. That's one thing when you're in that zone, you got to find someone to box out.
And they have out-rebounded on the offensive end. Now, the rebounds are evening up. Memphis Central had a huge lead earlier, but when they change stats, it'll actually be 16-15.
Free throw is no good. I've still got the Clarksville-Cherokee game on the monitor.
They've changed mine, and I don't think there's a refresh button on that one.
F5?
Oh, there it is, yeah.
No, didn't work. Second free throw is good. We're all tied at 24-24 now, and a timeout called by Coach Andre Applewhite Sr. It'll be a full timeout. 1 minute for our local stations on the TSSAA network. .253 to play in the first half. We're all tied at 24. Memphis Central has led most of this first half, but we're all square right now. There's Myron Johnson in the front court. Dribbles over towards the right wing. Sends some screens away from the basketball and goes free throw line. Sorrell drives in. Lots of contact and a blocking foul. Going to be called against Ooltewah. Hang on, Snyder. And free throws coming here for Sorrell, a 69% foul shooter.
Sorrell got his head and shoulders past the defender, and the defender was about a half step late.
6'6" senior is Darius Sorrell. Free throw on the way is good. It rattles around and falls. 25-24. Memphis Central back in front by a point. Second free throw on the way. It is good. So 26-24, Memphis Central on top. They trap at midcourt. Jackson picks it up in a horrible place, and luckily they get that 30-second timeout call. That's like the coffin corner. You can't pick up the dribble as soon as you cross midcourt.
Well, that gives an extra man to the defense, being the half line, and Chris, his fellow receivers, though, went to sleep and didn't give him an outlet. And, of course, Rawlings, the official ball of the TSSAA and the Blue Cross Basketball Championship. TSSAA wants to thank Rawlings for their participation.
2:27 to play in the first half. Memphis Central by 2. Memphis East tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. They'll take on Murfreesboro Blackman. No Rutherford County school has ever beat a Memphis City school.
A very unusual fact, but true.
Courtesy of statistician extraordinaire for the network, Nelson Smotherman. Here's Johnson on the left side for Ooltewah. Pass into the corner. 3 on the way is an air ball. That was by Robinson. Central controls it. Now it's stripped away. Johnson comes out with it. His floater is no good. Maybe rushed his shot a bit there. Here comes the Warriors away with it. Bounce pass goes into the corner. Now out top of the key, Johnson. Left elbow shot on the way and good by Andre Applewhite. This kid can play.
Yes,
sometimes forces some shots, but he can play.
If he gets his feet set, now they're going to a 2-2-1 half-court trap, Chris.
28-24, Central's lead back to 4. Here's Snyder. Into the corner to Moten. Moten drives. Lots of contact, and he stepped on the baseline before any of it. So a turnover gives it back to the Warriors.
That time they had a receiver right in the middle of it. That's one way to break a 2-2-1 half-court trap.
28-24 is your score. Minute 30 to play in the first half. 28-24. Driving to the free throw line is Johnson. Lost it. They get it back out to him, though. Works a dribble between the circles. Gives for Applewhite. They once again isolate him on that left side. Top of the key. Sorrell open for three. It's good. Somehow someone lost their man, and Sorrell, wide open, makes it a 7-point game now, a 7-0 run. So we're under a minute now to play, and a whistle and a reach-in foul going to be called against Antonio Gillespie. That'll be his first. And the team's 8, so 1-1 coming now. And that was a little bit nitpicky, but it was riding him down that sideline on the far side.
Didn't see much said by the Memphis Central coach, so he thought it was a legitimate foul.
There's Moten at the line. Free throw is no good. Under a minute now to play first half. 7-point edge for Memphis Central. Here's Johnson in backcourt. Needs to get it across. Finally does. Almost lost his footing. He's trapped. Spins out of it. Gives to Applewhite in the corner. Left corner. He picks up the dribble. Nice give. And a lay-in is good by Joshua Jones. That was not intended to work out that way, but it did. Not how they drew it up. Left side, Johnson for three. Off front rim, no good. Rebound is picked up by Sorrell, and he's fouled from behind. They're going to get with that foul. Can't get the number. I think Andrew Ware.
9 straight points scored by Memphis Central now, Chris, after that 24 all-tie.
They fought back to tie the game. Now it's a 9-point game. Ooltewah coach Jesse Nadley over there on the sideline. Arms crossed. Not the way he'd like to see this half finish. 22 seconds to play. Free throw, no good. Skying for the rebound is Ooltewah's Johnson. They have a 3-on-2 break here. Pass into the corner. This is Robinson. He'll fire the three. Front rim. 15 seconds. Rebound picked up Central. They have a 2-on-1, but they threw it away. Going to get it was Robinson, and he had it knocked out of bounds. He was hit by Applewhite. No foul call. There wasn't a foul call there.
Very interesting, Chris.
8 seconds. Here's a lazy inbounds pass stolen by Applewhite. Johnson for three. In and out, no good. 3 seconds. Rebound Ooltewah. Oh, man. Well, if you're Central, that's not a good foul for Ooltewah. They're going to get some free throws here.
You're 93 feet away from the basket. Don't bail them out.
Well, to the rebound, a foul called against Memphis Central. So free throws coming for Ware. Coach says he's a rebounding spark off the bench. A 6'4" junior guard, Andrew Ware. 1-1. Free throw is good. 1.2 is showing on the clock here in the Murphy Center. 8-point game, 33-25. Gives you a little bit of something positive to go to the locker room on. Second free throw, it's no good. Ball tipped around and heaved by Applewhite at the buzzer. That's how the half comes to an end. So 33-25, Memphis Central by 8 at intermission. Here on the final game of the day in Class AAA quarterfinal action. We'll take a 2-minute break. Joe Holloway will visit with Kim Von Atta after this break on the TSSAA Radio Network.
The 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by your local Tennessee public television stations, proud host of the 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships.
Hey, you want to take a look at this?
Thanks to Blue Cross's Walking Works for Schools program, Tennessee kids have walked over 17 million miles in the past 5 years. That's enough for 35 trips to the moon and back. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee. Committed to getting kids walking and healthy. Get involved at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the TSSAA network, go to TSSAAnetwork.com/SBP.
And back at Murphy Center, home of the Division I Blue Cross Basketball Championships for boys this week. And last week, of course, we had the privilege of talking with Kim Bonata of the Governor's Highway Safety Office. And I wish the eye of the tiger had been on somebody. I have found a new way to violate everything you and I talked about last week. I nearly got run off the road today by a guy shaving as he drove towards Murfreesboro today.
And that is the first time I've ever heard of anybody shaving. So I've gotten the gamut, I guess, and almost got run off the road. Somebody shaving. So we've had eating, we have makeup, we have shaving, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have texting, we have email, we have CD players, we have DVD players. Have I missed anything?
No, you got it pretty well.
Did I say anything about driving in there? No, because they are doing all of these other things, shaving too. I don't know if I said shaving.
Yeah, you let off with that one. That got me though, Kim. Well, it nearly got me 2 ways.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you do and we do here, is try to inform people, especially our high school students.
Right, because they're the ones that are just beginning to drive. They're trying to learn the road. They've not been driving very long, so they're rookies, not very good at it yet. The other people on the roads aren't very good at it. So they're trying to watch themselves. They're trying to watch the other drivers. Odds are there are kids in the car with them, distracting them as well. And then if you add alcohol into mix, it makes it deadly. So we are trying to be proactive and prevent these things from happening rather than having to be reactive and after the fact when there's no way you can go back and overturn it.
Kim, we've got a lot of bad weather in this state right now, and you can see it's lightning outside of Murphy Center. West Tennessee's already had some of it, may still have it, and it's going to advance across the state. The Governor's Highway Safety Office addresses all elements of this. What can you tell the people listening if they've got to get out and drive tonight?
Well, the main thing is to slow down. For some reason, when people are driving in bad weather, they speed up because they're trying to get home in a hurry. And that causes even more danger because you're speeding past people. You should drive slow, especially if it's raining, because you could hydroplane. And then make sure you're buckled because you don't want an ejection if you are indeed in a crash.
You really do need to be safe. We always want to talk about and inform people because every day I went home and the crew that I eat breakfast with sometimes said, Coach, we just don't have something to write it down. So I guess every chance we get, we need to tell them how can they contact your office and what programs can they get to come. And I had a question, will they go talk to like AARP groups and stuff that have senior citizens clubs and meetings?
We are all about everybody. Bottom line is we're trying to reduce fatalities in our state. We've done a good job with it, not just us, our partnerships with the TSSAA and law enforcement across the state. So we're keeping it in the public eye, and I think that's being beneficial. If they want to get to our site, all they have to do is go to the state site, and there's a link to GHSO on that state site.
And get with them and get these programs, obviously getting into the school. And Stephen Bargatze, any school that's listening right now, beg to have him come to your school.
He's incredible. I receive emails all the time after he does his presentation about Booze It and Lose It, Click It or Ticket at the school. He is the one person that I've heard so far that can keep a high school class, keep their attention the entire time he's talking. That is very difficult to do. And he's giving our message across the state, so it's fantastic.
And ask him to tear the paper up and put it back together.
He does some amazing magic. I can't figure out.
Have you figured out? Well, I was going to say, I haven't figured it out yet, Kim. And there are other wonderful programs. Y'all have posters, you have pamphlets and information, you have people that'll speak.
Youth conferences, and then we have a Lifesavers conference that's for everybody all across the state. So, I mean, we're trying to address everybody. We have Blake McMeans, who is an All-American tennis player in high school. He made the mistake of taking a drink, getting behind the wheel, and he's paralyzed now from the waist down. So these decisions that people make, if they're not very smart, bad things will happen.
They will, and we just had a former athlete at TCA killed in a car wreck late Sunday night. So, again, tragedy strikes Jackson under circumstances. And, Kim, I'm going to let you give the yellow sign thing. You don't even have to look at it, but my favorite thing for you to tell folks.
Booze it and lose it. Lose your license, your freedom, or your life.
And that last one's the most important of the three.
Extremely tragic.
It really is. Kim, always a pleasure. I can't wait till tomorrow. And we'll remind everybody, please have the eye of the tiger on the road tonight.
Exactly. Buckle up as soon as you get behind that wheel and slow down on the way home.
Amen. There she is, the wonderful Kim Manetta, former coach, but more important, she's with the Governor's Highway Safety Office now. We're going to take a 1-minute local break, and when we come back, we'll have Chris Harris with more play-by-play of the Blue Cross Championship basketball series.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music. I see spaceships.
I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact.
There are many reasons why 96% of First Tennessee customers would recommend us. Here are a few.
Well, what I love about First Tennessee is that everybody knows me when I walk through the door.
They actually get excited when they see you walk into the branch, and I love that.
They can't stop me from singing the praises of my bank.
Would I go anywhere else? Absolutely not.
I'm a 96.
I'm a 96.
I'm a 96.
Are you a 96?
Come see why 96% of our customers would recommend us.
Back at Murphy Center, also known as the Glass House, it's Division I boys basketball Blue Cross Championships. And let's give you some quick stats, and then Chris Harris will be back in for the play-by-play. For Ooltewah, who has 25 points, Antonio Jackson has 2 points, Mikhail Creech 5, Andre Moten 7, Ben Snyder 2, Jervon Johnson 8, and Andrew Ware 1 for a total of 25. The scoring for Memphis Central with 33 points is Andre Applewhite II, 12, Myron Johnson 3, Joshua Jones 6, Darius Sorrell 10, Frank Heron 2 for a total of 33. A couple of things we need to take a look at here. 22 rebounds for Memphis Central, 17 for Ooltewah, but Ooltewah has 5-4 edge in the offensive rebounds. Both teams have hit 3 3-pointers, but Memphis Central 3 for 5, Ooltewah 3 for 14. Ooltewah's shooting percentage only 32.1%. Memphis Central with a 48.1 shooting percentage. Free throws, both teams have hit 4. Neither team shooting over 50% from the line. And Chris, we're ready. And I never did explain the dribble drive thing, but we'll do that later.
Well, it should be a good second half here. Memphis Central with the basketball. Myron Johnson out in center court. Now dribbles towards us as we start the second half. 33-25. Memphis Central drives in. Lefty layup up out the backboard. No good. Rebound picked up Ooltewah. Down the floor in a hurry comes Jackson, trying to fancy behind the back dribble. Lost it. Ball kicked out of bounds there by Mikhail Creech. It stays with Central. A little back and forth. Turnovers are not pretty basketball to start the second half.
No, sometimes you got to watch and not have too much French pastry when you're dribbling.
Johnson across for Memphis Central. Dribbles right wing. Looks for that back cut. Bounce pass knocked away and stolen. Here comes down the floor in a hurry Ooltewah. Snyder gives out for Moulton. Left baseline. Jackson for three. Side rim. No good. Rebound Johnson of Ooltewah. Into the corner. Schneider. Skip past top of the circle. Moulton drives in the lane. Duck under shot. Up and in.
You see the good body control he had then.
33-27. Back to a 6-point game now. A lead stretched to 9. It's 6. Here in the third quarter, a minute in. Here's Applewhite off the screen. Pull up long two out the backboard and back rim. No. Rebound picked up by Ooltewah. Ball stolen from Johnson by Applewhite. Applewhite bounce pass to Heron. Good weight. Shot up. Good. Count it. And the foul. Heron, who didn't play a lot in that second quarter. A nice bucket there. I like the way. Now, this is coming from a former post player. You always got to see that defender. Get them in the air. Draw the defender in the air. Know where they are so don't block your shot.
He had good patience. You know how many post players want to go up too quick, Chris. A good point by you.
Free throw on the way is good. The lead is 8, 35-27. Here's Antonio Jackson with the basketball. Pressured, trapped, needs some help. And lost it. Could have called a timeout there as a foul going to be called. No, someone stepped on the sideline.
Somebody said, but you know what? I like Frank Heron. He complimented the ref and
he
was
did.
smiling. He has got to be a very fine young man.
He patted him on the shoulder after he made that call against his team.
Yep.
Johnson between the circles. Left side, Antonio Jackson, the big assist man for this team. Here's Moten, right wing to the baseline. Johnson, lob goes down low. Nice spin in the paint. Shot up and in. Mikhail Creech, good player. I think he needs to get some more touches. Here's Applewhite, pressured by Moten in backcourt. Dribbles to the free throw line in the lane. Scoops. His shot partially deflected. Herring comes away with it. Bounce pass outside. Johnson. Out front, Sorrell. Back to Johnson. This is Central's Johnson. Myron, bounce pass to nobody, intended for Heron. It wasn't touched. And back to Ooltewah, a 7-point Memphis Central lead.
Chris, if you don't spin or curl that pass into the post player, it'll shoot straight out of bounds.
There's Johnson. This is Jervin Johnson. Pass up top, now a feed down low, knocked away and stolen. Top of the circle, Jones. Jones double pumps on a shot. Well, may have been bailed out with a foul there.
Yes, Mikhail Creech bailed him out, and he knows he did.
Could have been a no call for Creech. That's his fourth. He'll have to go back to the bench. That hurts Ooltewah immensely. Not having him on the floor. 2 team fouls against Ooltewah. The Owls free throw on the way. Rims around. It wouldn't fall. Those above the rim cameras, that ball just circled around.
That was a United States steal shot that didn't pay any dividends then.
Indeed it did not. Robinson back in for Ooltewah. Free throw on the way, good. Splits the pair, 37-29, an 8-point advantage for Memphis Central. Johnson in front court. Jervin Johnson for Ooltewah. Hands off for Jackson. Top of the key. Dribbles. Now hands off to Robinson. Robinson gives to Moten. Moten the dribble left side. And a whistle and a reach-in foul going to be called against Myron Johnson of Memphis Central, the 5'8 senior. That's his second. Team second. Or rather, team's first. Ooltewah to throw it in. Moten. Out front, Robinson to Johnson. Left side, they swing it around to Moten on the baseline. Bounce pass out front. 3 on the way. Front rim, no. Battle for the rebound. It's picked up by Ooltewah. Second chance here. Johnson in the corner. Robinson, deep 3. In and out, no good. Battle for the rebound. Coming out with it is Heron. And he's going to dribble it down, and he's fouled. You don't want your center dribbling it down like that, but Moten trying to get a turnover commits the foul.
He did. He needed a search warrant then. He was so close. And I'm like you, Chris. The post players need to give it up to a guard, but no guard help appeared.
You're right. And he did a nice job bringing it down, honestly. Bounce pass nearly stolen. Jackson knocks it out as he and Myron Johnson were going at it. Got a lot of Johnsons and Jacksons and Joneses. Oh, a lot of J's in this game. Lob comes in. This is Heron. Gives to Applewhite. Pull up at the free throw line. No. It's put back block from behind. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Memphis Central. They lead it by 8. 4:45 to play third quarter. And throwing it in from underneath will be Myron Johnson, the 5'8 senior for Memphis Central. All pushing before the ball is thrown in, and an offensive foul is going to be called against Heron. He got a little frustrated there.
Well, I think he got called for hooking and may have been a victim of a second foul. A lot of bumping and grinding going on in that line that they ran the out-of-bounds play.
There was some pushing going on. He's not happy, and his coach, Andre Applewhite Sr., while he's frustrated, they want to get him on the bench before he might do something he would regret. And so, subbing in, back is Sorrell. Or excuse me, Gillespie. Sorrell will move to that 5 spot. They get in the front court. Ooltewah with the basketball. Out front, Jackson against the... There's still a zone. Looks like that 2-3 still. Driving in Moten, draws contact, and a charge called. Nice job getting there, getting to the spot by Darius Sorrell to take that hit and charge.
They practice that every day, taking that charge. You land on your posterior and slide, but the offensive player's got to pull up and shoot the jump shot in that case.
Central with the basketball, up by 8. They have not led by double digits in this game. Gillespie gives it into the corner. Bring it back out. This is Sorrell picking up the dribble. He needs some help. Get it into the corner. Sorrell now gets it back. He'll drive the baseline. Scoops under. Shot way too strong. Good defense there by Ooltewah. They come away with the basketball. They're dribbling down in a hurry. Jackson tries a high feed. It's stolen away. Here's a 2-on-2 now. 3-on-2 break. Driving in. Shot blocked out of there by Snyder. Myron Johnson has it rejected. Mike could have passed it out to one of the trailing players, but he tried to take it himself, and it was swatted out of there.
Well, he over-penetrated, and Snyder said, get that stuff out of my neighborhood.
Comes into Applewhite. He's trapped in double team. Bounce pass, and no look is stolen. Down the floor, here's Ooltewah driving lane, no good by Robinson. The putback is no good, but a whistle and a foul call. And free throws, I think, going to come for Snyder. Foul is on Antonio Gillespie, a 5'11 freshman guard. Free throw on the way is good by Snyder. This Memphis Central team, they've gone through a lot of things in the last full year. Of course, this time last year, they didn't make it to the state tournament, but Jernell Stokes, who is now a center for Tennessee, who's playing in the NIT, was on Memphis Central. He transferred to Southwind, but was ruled ineligible. Of course, he was able to play the second semester. He should be a senior right now at Memphis Central. Driving the other way in the lane, Applewhite, contact, no foul. He lays it up and in anyway. It's 39-31, and now a hand check foul going to be called on Applewhite. That was a hand check foul. If there ever was a hand check, yes. He had his hand on his hip.
Well, trying to guide him and gained an advantage. You play defense with your feet. Your hands help, but you play defense first with position and your feet.
Can you imagine if Jernell Stokes was in this lineup for Memphis Central?
It's pretty good without him.
Yeah, Jackson drives in. His floater is short. Rebound picked up Central. Long pass ahead is to Gillespie. Gillespie finds a heading to the basket, Jones, who was trailing the play. Good look, good finish by Jones. 41-31, lead is 10 for the first time. Johnson forces a three. It's short. Rebound Central. They have a 3-on-2. Driving in Gillespie. It should be a charge. He lowered the shoulder. No, it's a travel. Could have been a charge or a travel because he did lower that shoulder.
Yeah, the travel is the only thing that kept him from getting a charge. And, you know, a lot of things people don't understand. You can charge a moving defender. If he's established his position and moving, he can be moving backwards and you can run him down and it's still a charge.
Game earlier, there was a stiff arm called
on
an offensive player. That was in the CPA Spring Hill game. Here's Johnson for Ooltewah, and he's hacked. We'll see if that's 2 or 3 shots. I wasn't sure if he was behind the line or not. He was fouled by the freshman Gillespie. This Memphis Central team, they've had a couple of other transfers as well. These are just some guys that wanted to be a part of this team. They bought in. And they're getting paid off by a trip here to the state tournament. Free throw on the way, good.
Yeah, I believe you said first one since 82.
First since 82. You make it out of Memphis, you've done something.
Oh, so many good teams, and 2 traditional powers have been down the last couple of years, Melrose and Hamilton.
White Station not here as well.
Yeah.
Perennial power. Second free throw good. He made them both. Back to an 8-point lead now for Memphis Central, 41-33. Backcourt, Myron Johnson works it around the press to Jones to the baseline. Underneath goes to Sorrell, and his lefty layup falls. Back to a 10-point game, 43-33. They broke that press with just passes. That's what you want. Still in backcourt, Robinson. They got to get it across. They finally do to Jackson. Jackson finds a wide open man under the bucket, and Snyder lays it up and in. Somebody forgot their man.
Well, the goaltender left and tried to anticipate the pass going down the sideline.
Free throw line. I thought it was going to be a jumper. Instead, he passes it out to Sorrell. Jones probably should have taken that shot. Here's Applewhite. Gives to Johnson. Johnson lost the handle. Out of bounds it goes. They say last touched by Ooltewah. And so it'll be Memphis Central keeping it up by 8. And throwing it in will be Myron Johnson. They break. Comes into the corner. Now to the top of the circle it goes. Gillespie. Now Jones. Jones between the circles works that dribble. And a reach-in foul going to be called on Johnson.
Had a good call. He hooked him with the reach-in. That man-to-man so far for Ooltewah, other than that one trip with the 1-2-2 half-court trap that Central handled quite easily, Chris, as you pointed out.
They'll trigger it in near center court. Sorrell throws it in to Jones. Minute 30 to play third quarter. 8-point lead Memphis Central. Is this some sort of a zone now they've gone into?
It's a 1-2-2 again. So the second time, and I think Central's going to try to pull them out of it.
They may try to take some clock here as well, as they're just sitting out 45 feet away from the goal. Here's Sorrell. Right side in the corner. Open 3 attempt on the way. Swish. Good by Myron Johnson. And now a reach in. A hack. As the ball is triggered in. Lead 11. That's the largest lead of the game.
And again, play, position, defense. Move your feet. Stay between your man and the goal. And they've extended their 2-2-1. Remember, it was a half court. Well, now it's a 3-quarter court 2-2-1 press.
Minutes of play, third quarter. Moten gives to Jackson, back to Moten. Under a minute now to play here in the third quarter. 46-35 Memphis Central. Here's Robinson on the left wing. Starts the penetration in the lane. Outside Moten. Pump fakes. Now dribbles in and double dribbles. I thought it may have been a travel, not a double dribble, but nonetheless a turnover. Gives it back to Memphis Central.
Well, he had taken the dribble with his left hand, caught it, and then put it right back on the floor.
Happened very quickly. Here's a push going to be called on Moten. He was a little bit frustrated, I think. That's what caused this foul as Applewhite took the inbounds pass.
Well, you got to regain your composure. Old axiom, cool heads win hot ball games.
Our technical engineer for the network, Bradley Lambert, on hand. I needed him this morning. He was still asleep after that late NIT game last night. I'm just kidding. He was hard at work, but he keeps us on the air on the TSSAA network. 30 seconds to play third quarter. Memphis Central up by 11 with a basketball. They're going to take the last shot, it appears. Myron Johnson out near center court. Yo-yo dribble out front. 15 seconds. Starts to drive in. Now pulls it back out. The much taller Ware guarding him. Backs it back out again at 10. Under 10 now. Dribbles to the free throw line. Scoops. He draws a foul. And the foul will be called on Jackson, who stepped in to help out Antonio. That'll be his first, the team's 7th. Free throws nonetheless for number 5, the 5'8 senior, Myron Johnson. Andre Applewhite Sr. Free throw on the way is good. Largest lead is a dozen, 47-35.
Chris, I think that was Johnson's first free throw of the night.
Second free throw off back iron, no good. He got his own miss, though. He throws it up. Ball tipped underneath by Sorrell. No. That'll do it for the third quarter of play. We've played 3 quarters here at the Murphy Center. The final quarter of the day comes your way after this 1-minute timeout on the TSSAA network.
Hey, you want to take a look at this?
Thanks to Blue Cross's Walking Works for Schools program, Tennessee kids have walked over 17 million miles in the past 5 years. That's enough for 35 trips to the moon and back. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee. Committed to getting kids walking and healthy. Get involved at bcbst.com/impact.
Take me home tonight.
You can choose the back seat, or we'll choose one for you.
Back here at the Murphy Center, final quarter of the day, our 6th game. We'll move on as we start the 4th quarter. Johnson takes the inbounds for Ooltewah. He's immediately fouled by Applewhite. Applewhite called for his 2nd personal foul. That's the 7th team foul, so that puts Ooltewah in the bonus for the rest of the game. 47-35 is your score. Memphis Central by their largest margin, which is 12. Free throw, good. He'll add the bonus.
Now Javon Johnson 3 for 3 from the free throw line tonight.
Johnson's a good player. 11 points. He averages over 20. 21.6 to be exact. Second free throw on the way is good. And it's back to a 10-point game now, 47-37. Myron Johnson gives it back to Applewhite. They try to break the full court pressure. Long pass down the floor is intercepted by Ooltewah. Here they come on the offensive. This is Johnson. Jervin brings it back out front to Antonio Jackson. Top of the circle, dribbles in, spin move, looks back outside. And this is Moten. Moten drives in, floater on the way up and in. 4 in a row now. It's an 8-point ball game now. So 47-39 is your score. Memphis Central with it. Sorrell into the corner. Myron Johnson for 3. Oh, it's a huge answer as he knocks down the tray. They needed a 3 there to break that run, and they got it from Myron Johnson. In the corner, driving in. This is Snyder. His reverse up and in. Snyder is very, very good at knifing through the lane.
He got part of it back. They're trying to get the ball to the middle man if they can.
9-point ball game. Sorrell trapped over there on the far side. Whew. Almost travel. Gives it to Myron Johnson. Drives in the lane. Scoops. Scores. Count it! And the foul. So Myron Johnson with some big minutes here in the 4th quarter. A big 3 and now a big 2. He's got 12. And a chance to make it a baker's dozen with his free throw.
Myron Johnson 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and I think that Coach Applewhite talked to him about something about the press, the 2-2-1 press.
Lefty fires, misses, rebound, no, picked up by Jones, and Central. He's fouled. He made the shot, not going to get the continuation, but he will get a 1-and-1. Once again, Box outs on the free throw lane cause an extra possession for Memphis Central.
You're right. A while ago, they didn't block. They, being Ooltewah, didn't block the shooter out. Got hats off to the officials crew for calling no continuations today.
Free throw on the way is good. He got the shooter's roll. Joshua Jones, 6'4" junior guard, averages 13 per contest. One more free throw on the way. Isaac shot it. Got it.
He's now 3 for 5 from the free throw line.
11 points in the game. 54-41. Largest lead. Back to 13 now. 54-41. 6.5 to play. Good trap as the ball comes into front court. Johnson. And he has a timeout call that saves him. By his head coach over there, Jesse Nadley, a full timeout. With 6:29 to play in regulation, 54-41 Memphis Central on the TSSAA network. Six and a half to play, fourth quarter. 54-41. Memphis Central by 13. Ooltewah with the basketball out front. This is Robinson. Draws contact and another foul call, this time on Myron Johnson. And for Myron Johnson, that's his fourth. And that'll send Ooltewah back to the charity stripe. Shooting 1 and 1. This is Robinson. Off the bench, he averages 10 a game. Only played 15 games this season. Left-hander fires and hits, so get the bonus.
And that's his first trip to the free throw line.
Herron back in for Central. 54-42, Memphis Central by 12. Winner plays Friday against Clarksville High. A lot of upsets in the sub-state. Several powers not here, like Melrose or Ridgeway. Southwind. Clarksville Northeast, who has Alex Poitras. Second free throw, in and out, wouldn't go. Down the floor comes Memphis Central. Driving was Applewhite. Draws the foul. Made the bucket, but again, no continuation. He'll go to the line and shoot 1 and 1.
Well, those fouls are being called because they're happening on the floor before they go to shoot. But I tell you what, something that Memphis Central young men do well is they go ahead and hear the whistle and either go to the hole or throw it up at the goal.
Applewhite shooting the double bonus with the 10-team foul. Free throw is good. They'll have another 55-42. Largest lead's 13. This free throw would give them their largest lead. Applewhite shot good. So Applewhite now with 16 points. He is the game's leading scorer. Here's a good trap as they bring it across. Antonio Jackson trap. And working around the perimeter, back to Jackson now, top of the key. Dribbles to the free throw line, gives to Johnson. Long three, in and out, no good. Ball tipped around for a bit, now picked up by Central. Herron controlled it to Applewhite. Now Applewhite called for a travel. Turnover gives it back to Ooltewah. That's 13 turnovers now for Memphis Central.
Ooltewah needs get a bucket here, and they really want to be under 10 if they can by the time it gets to the 5-minute mark.
Creech back in with those 4 fouls. Comes in to Robinson in the corner. Robinson triggers the three. It's short. Rebound picked up by Central's Applewhite. Long pass down the floor. They have the numbers. They'll press it. Driving in. Layup is good, but it is a charge. In college, that wouldn't have been a charge because he was in that circle. In high school, it is a charge. He was there waiting for him, and he drove right into him.
I think you're going to see the circle come to high school, Chris, but I think it's going to take another year before it comes. And
a shot clock the year after?
No, we're still a few years away from that. These are national federations. TSSAA doesn't make those decisions.
Jackson looks into the corner. Driving the baseline, up and under shot, good by Snyder. It's 56-44 now, a 12-point contest. Bob Applewhite, they press him. And a foul called against Robinson. That'll be his third. Once again, double bonus time. I have a feeling this last 5 minutes and 14 seconds is going to last an eternity.
Yeah. Fouling to try to get under 10 is not the way to do it right now. Say you're fouling for a little bit later when it gets down that last 2 minutes or so.
This is the 16th appearance for Memphis Central, but the first since 1982. Free throw on the way is way short. Central at the line in this game, they're 11 of 19.
Now, Applewhite normally a 76% shooter.
Free throw up and good. Averages 19 and 10. Double-double a game. Ooltewah with the basketball in the corner. Johnson, three on the way. It's good. And it's back to a 10-point game now. 57-47. In a hurry, Memphis Central as they try to get a timeout. Ball goes out of bounds, and the officials, I don't think, have a clue. No, it's going to stay with Memphis Central. Ball knocked out, they say, by Ooltewah on the far side. Sorrell to throw it in. Looks in backcourt. Goes into Joshua Jones. He'll walk it across the timeline, guarded by Jordan Johnson. Dribbles towards the right wing, uses that yo-yo dribble. Now to the top of the key in the lane. Right-handed scoop shot, couldn't get the fall. Rebound picked up Ooltewah in a hurry. Here's Robinson on the right wing. Robinson fancy dribble in the lane. Tries to bounce past it through traffic. He got it there. Shot up and in. That was by Antonio Jackson. How that ball got through there with a bounce pass, I'll never know, but it did. And it's an 8-point game. Here's Applewhite across the timeline. He was pressured, nearly a foul. Dribbles right side. There's more contact. Drives in. Reverse layup. No. He may have forced that one. Rebound to Ooltewah. Down by 8. Jackson driving the other way. Scoops under. He can't score. Forced that one for sure. Long pass ahead. A 2-on-0 break. Driving in Applewhite. Right-handed slam.
And nobody rotated back, Chris, for Ooltewah.
And a timeout called by Memphis Central as the lead goes back to double digits. 59-49. A full timeout taken midway through the fourth quarter. Central by 10. Back in a minute for our local stations on the TSSAA network. Bounce pass down low out of the timeout. Is intercepted. Jackson looking down low. Picked up by Central. Down the floor in a hurry come the Warriors. Pass outside. They almost threw it away again. Goes to Jones. Jones pressured. He lost the handle on it. Ball loose and a foul called against Ooltewah. And the foul going to be called against Creech. He hasn't played very many minutes. Been in foul trouble this entire game, and that'll be his fifth. And had he been in the game the entire game, I think he would have made a huge difference. He has been disqualified with his fifth foul. And Andrew Ware will check in. At the line shooting the double bonus here is Dre Applewhite. 6'5" senior forward has had a heck of a ball game at the line. 3 of 6, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Free throw, rims around and falls. 8 of 14 from the floor. No three-point attempts. Dre Applewhite. at 35 in their sectional win against Memphis Craigmont. One more free throw coming for the senior. Nice shoots and hits, makes them both. Back to a 12-point contest. Largest lead has been 14. 3.5 to play, fourth quarter. 61-49 Central as they bring it into front court. A foul going to be called against Antonio Gillespie. This game, hard to get into a rhythm with so much fouling going on. Robinson heading to the foul line. 10 fouls, 10. Fourth on the sixth man for Central, Gillespie. And at the line is Robinson. Free throw on the way from the left-hander is no good. He'll have another, though, in the double bonus.
Chris, here at crunch time, you've got to hit every free throw.
Robinson to the line, 1 of 2. Second free throw, no good. Missed way right. So he misses both free throws there, and the rebound is Central. Jones into front court on the near side. Walks it back out near center circle. Dribbles over towards the right wing. Now back towards center circle. Looks for a screen. Now gives it out to Johnson. Myron Johnson with a dribble drive on the right side. He's fouled and tripped up on the way to the hoop. Now is on Antonio Jackson. 2 on Jackson, but 2 free throws coming here for Myron Johnson. Myron at the line. 3 of 5. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Free throw good. Saw a near triple-double earlier today. A freshman from Chattanooga Howard. Wayne Cottle, freshman, had 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 blocked shots.
And he is a good-looking player with a bright future.
3 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Second free throw was good. Back to a 14-point lead. With it in the corner, Johnson fires a contested 3. It's the side of the backboard, controlled by Jackson. Back to Johnson in the corner. High-arching 3, way out the mark again. This time the rebound controlled by Memphis Central, and a foul called on Johnson. He's a little frustrated, and he missed those shots. And we'll walk the other way and shoot free throws. 2:45 to play in the ball game. That's the third on Jervin Johnson. And sends to the line number 10, Antonio Gillespie. First trip to the free throw line for Gillespie, no points. Nice shoots and misses. Central at the line in the game. They're 16 for 25. Just over 60%. One more for the freshman. Missed them both. Leaving a lot of points at that line today. A lot of games. There's not been great free throw shooting. Johnson lost it. Picked up by Robinson. He'll drive, and he's fouled.
And I know Coach Applewhite's got to be frustrated. You want your kids to move their feet, play good position, and not foul. The clock is your ally. It's the enemy of Ooltewah right now.
Jackie's Robinson shooting the double bonus here. Ooltewah down by 14. Free throw is no good. How many free throws in a row is this we've seen missed on both sides? At least 4. Ooltewah at the line, 11 for 20, just over 50%. One more here for Jacquez Robinson. He hits the second, splits the pair. It's a 13-point game. 2.5 to play in regulation. 63-50 Memphis Central, and Myron Johnson will bring it across the timeline. Guarded out front by Jackson. Drives in, scoops, and scores. He just beat his man right there, and there was no help. And it's a 15-point contest now. Largest lead, Johnson trap. Looks back outside to Jackson. Jackson dribbles into the corner. Now skip pass to Robinson. Pull up 3 from the lefty. Offside rim. Johnson the rebound. Offensive rebound. Stripped out of bounds. It'll belong to Memphis Central. Last touch. It went out the foot of Jervin Johnson of Ooltewah. So Central with the ball, up by 15. Trouble getting it in. Sorrell finds Jones. Jones back to Applewhite in backcourt. Still in backcourt. Need to get it across. The 10-second violation was coming soon. Applewhite does. Right elbow, triple team, fires a shot. He got it, counted in the foul. Applewhite, what a game from the senior. 23 points now on 9 of 15 shooting. And a chance for a three-point play. That was pretty.
It really was, Chris. He stayed with it, and that's the proper call. This time not continuation. It happened during the shot.
Lead starting to get away now of Ooltewah. It's a 17-point contest. Free throw, no good. Can't complete the three-point play. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. Jackson top of the circle. Ooltewah, what a run they've been on even the last 3 years. Left corner, Jackson three, no. Rebound by Memphis Central. In the last 3 years, they are 103 and 33 coming in. Bounce pass and a travel. And trying for the old Euro step right there to line up for a jam.
Either that or the Jordan step, whichever one you prefer.
Didn't work. Nonetheless, a travel. Johnson, pull up three on the way. That's way out the mark. Stick back, though, underneath is good by Snyder. 15-point contest. 103 and 30 through the last 3 years. They got to the sub-state 09-10 season. Crashing into the press roll over there. Applewhite as the pressure in backcourt. You can almost take out over there.
Yeah, you've got to, for Ooltewah to have a chance now, they got to have a quick steal or foul immediately so time doesn't run off.
Mr. Griffith almost got taken out over there. Pass ahead, Sorrell. Picks up the dribble. Pass out front is knocked away. And into pressure the basketball goes. And Dan Hughes. Man.
So we need to put Dan Hughes on our all-hands team?
I don't know. After that performance, I don't think so.
Okay.
And the man Hughes. He's ready to go eat somewhere. I can just see it in his eyes. 1 minute to go. 67-52. 15-point contest. He's challenging me over there. I think, Coach, you look good in a haircut just like Myron Johnson right there.
I may get one like that.
He's got the flat top going plus the crew cut. 67-52. Myron Johnson still dribbling. 35 seconds. Reverse layup. No. Rebound picked up by Ooltewah. They'll bring it down in a hurry. This is where underneath to Snyder is shot good. 13-point game, 67-54, 25 seconds and a whistle and timeout Memphis Central. I want to get some players in the game, I believe.
And it's always good to get kids in on the championship floor, Chris.
Get their name in the scorebook. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it here through this break. Recap the day of action today. Liberty, a winner today. Memphis Mitchell, a winner. They'll play in the semifinals on Friday, plus the second game on Friday, semifinals. It'll be CPA and Stone Memorial, both winners today. And then Clarksville, they'll meet in the semifinals on Friday. This very talented Memphis Central team. 21.2 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter, 67-54 is your score. They'll dribble out the clock here. A lot of subs in the game, a whistle, and call a foul.
Yeah, and that could be Johnson's fifth foul. I believe it is.
Let's get some of these names of these players in the game. You got Taj Kane in the ball, or rather, Taj Kane in the game. You got Dedrick Thomas at the line right now is Marcus Buchanan. You got Gilbert Wells in the game, and I can't get the other name underneath the bucket over there on the far side.
And Ty Presley's in for Ooltewah.
Buffington, the other one in for Memphis Central. 9.7 seconds. First free throw, no good. One more coming for Buchanan. Missed it. Rebound picked up by Central in the corner. Three on the way, no. Ware comes away with it for Ooltewah. 5 seconds, under 5 now. Pull up three on the way. At the buzzer is no good, and that's the ball game. 67-54 is your final score. Ooltewah falls to Memphis Central. We'll wrap this thing up right here. Coach, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts, a little bit too much speed and quickness, although it was a good matchup. And Memphis Central played a little bit better defense than Ooltewah did tonight and shot a little better percentage.
Memphis Central will meet in the state semifinals on Friday. Clarksville High School. That game will be played on Friday at 1:30. We'll open up the tournament tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Murfreesboro, Blackman, and Memphis East. Thanks for joining us on the TSSAA Network. For Coach Joe Holloway, I'm Chris Harris. Have a great night, everybody.
The 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA, and by the Governor's Highway Safety Office, who reminds you don't drink and drive, and by your local Tennessee Public Television stations, proud host of the 2012 Blue Cross Basketball Championships.
I see history.
I see numbers.
I see music. I see spaceships.
I see a butterfly.
Each year, the School Advocates for Vision and Education in Memphis makes it possible for hundreds of school children to get the glasses they need, all for free.
I see my future.
So whatever they see better. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee supports them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee is for Tennessee.
I see you.
See how Blue Cross is impacting your community at bcbst.com/impact. Because you can see forever from Signal Mountain. And with the right vision plan, you can see a whole lot more. Because 5 kids in Jackson means 40 bicuspids at the dentist. Because of a mobile site that helps you find a doctor. Because of small towns, big businesses, and partnering together for affordable solutions in health and wellness. Every policy tells a story. You carry us because we carry you. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Health, wellness, dental, vision.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the TSSAA network, go to TSSAAnetwork.com/SBP.